Haha, I'm ready this time. Oh crap, I'm recording. Yo, what's up? Alright, I lost my intro. Anyway, whatever, forget it. I've been wanting to do this video for a while now. So, that's what this video is about. It's about melee channeling in Warframe. It's something that I've been really wanting to do, like, hardcore, since Melee 2.0 dropped and all the new mods came out, all the glory and the grinding, the long grinding. So, in spite of that, I finally found some mods that worked, and they worked great. Like, they work so well that the only time I've had a problem is when I do solo missions, and that's completely truthful. It's not about the stamina. The stamina I thought was a problem at first, but it wasn't. And then I found out it was energy, and seeing some other people do it and stand on pads and near pads and, you know, wait for their energy to build up so that they can go kill something isn't my style. I've tried some other people's styles, I've tried some other ways of doing it, and it just didn't work out. So I'm going to give you my loadout and show you what I do. Alright, now after realizing that my mic is really sensitive and it sounded like I was eating it, here is my loadout that I've been putting out on all my weapons. Focus energy for efficiency. I try to put something in there like heavy impact or buzzkill for damage, quickening for speed, second wind for more stamina, of course more efficiency with coil, and then double damage, but an unranked life strike. I want to talk about that for a second because I tried it with a full rank life strike at first in my trials, and that negative 140 efficiency was killing me. So I put on the unranked mod and it did wonders. Actually it did, because at first I was running out of energy and stamina until I realized that stamina is based on the weapons that you choose, and it's not really just like some random thing where you just lose stamina all over the place. Every weapon has an amount of stamina that it costs per swing, which we already know that, but some of the numbers have changed since Melee 2.0. And you know, you've got single-handed weapons, which are like somewhere between 2 to 7, and then you have, you know, two-handed weapons, which are somewhere between like 12 to 20, and then you have dual weapons, which are like 2 to 5, and then you have the Magistar, which is at 20, and I don't know why. But when you look at the stamina cost, depending on what weapon you're using, depends on how much stamina you're going to use up overall. Which is where these mods come into place. Especially a mod like, say, Second Wind. Second Wind really helps out a lot, because no matter which weapon you use, even if you say like the Orthos Prime, it takes up a lot of stamina, and it's one of my favorite weapons, but it's a stamina eater. You know, it's very difficult to go, you know, long term in combat with it. And I put the same mods on here too. I put the same mods on everything to test this out, because with your heavy weapons like the Galantine, or whether if it's your light weapons like the Fang Prime that take up no stamina whatsoever, the Orthos Prime takes up a lot, and so does the Galantine. So when you look at those mods, the next thing you think about is the energy problem. Well, of course you have flow and prime flow. You have rage to get back. You know, I mean, you don't have to use prime flow. You can use regular flow. That's what I had until I bought prime flow off of somebody. But you know, these mods help, and I'm going to use Ash as an example, because Ash with a full ranked vitality mod has over 1,000 health. So the rage mod itself becomes way more useful. You know, you're absorbing the damage, well at least I am the way I play, and with that over 1,000 health, it leads to better things like gaining more energy. So with something like the Galantine, which is an awesome weapon and makes me feel like I'm Siegfried from Soul Calibur, well, more like Soul Edge with this loadout. But anyway, you know, without channeling, you lose energy so fast. But with Second Wind fully ranged, you know, every kill gives you back 30%, and sometimes even more. You know, I haven't been able to do the exact math on how much you get back from Second Wind, but at times I tested just sprinting until my stamina bar was empty, and then killing like a butcher or a lancer, and my stamina bar would almost to halfway. So, you know, as long as you're killing something, you're getting back the stamina, which is not a problem whatsoever. You know, especially if you're in a group. If you're in a group, there's stamina, you know, that you don't have to worry about, but then there's energy that you don't have to worry about either, because there's orbs everywhere. You know, someone's gonna have energy siphon if you're not wearing it. You know, 2 people will have it, and this makes your channeling go on for days. I've been testing this for weeks, and I have not had a problem in group runs. In solo runs, yeah, but in group runs, no. You know, even when it comes to deflecting bullets, being defensive, you know, staying in away from the crowd, but then trying to attack solo, hasn't really have been a problem as it probably would have been without Second Wind. And Second Wind is just like truly an awesome mod. And I never would have found it, you know, had I not tried to make the Excalibur that's in all of these channeling mods, because I think he looks cool. But in my hunt to try to collect them all, that's when I came across Second Wind, and it really changed the way I was looking at, you know, melee overall, but channeling as a whole. You know, it's almost like infinite stamina if you're just running through butchers and lancers, especially as I'm showing you. I do want to say though, while in a group, even though you get more energy and, you know, there's tons of enemies, some things do get annoying. And I just want to point this out real quick, because it's just something that's been bothering me for a very long time now. If you're in a survival and you're in a group and you're new to the game, just say that you need help. It's not that hard. Don't go following the highest ranked person in the room like you're some type of lost puppy or something. Just type it in. Just say, hey, I need help after this match is over. Would you mind teaching me something? It's not that hard. It's so frustrating when people follow me like a dog. Anyway, getting back to this. So I decided to take the Nikana into Tower 3 with the same mods, you know. Yeah, the Nikana is low on damage, you know, but that's why I wanted to do it, because people don't like the Nikana per se. They just kind of like use it just to get to the Dragon Nikana. But with this loadout, you don't have to put any forma into it. It's good the way it is. Like all these mods, especially Second Wind, Quickening, you know, Reflex Coil, Buzzkill, Pressure Point, Killing Blow, you know, they're so low that you still have extra points towards, you know, whatever you want to do. And, you know, I was gonna put Fury in, but Quickening does it for channeling. You know, even though, you know, you may not always be channeling, but that's what I made the build for, to constantly be channeling non-stop. So channeling in Tower 3, Exterminate, you know, I just did it just to show, but it wasn't hard. It was actually kind of fun. You know, the Nikana is something that I don't really see anybody use unless they have to. And I like both the Nikana and the Dragon Nikana, even though there's a big damage difference between them, because of course the Dragon Nikana is the next version. But it was still pretty fun to use. You know, when you get to use a weapon like this in a really high place, you get to see some stuff. And I got to do a lot more finishers to take down heavy gunners and ancients. I got to do a lot of parries against enemies one-on-one, and that really made it really cool, because it was like, you can take almost any weapon. I'm not saying you can take any weapon, there are some exceptions, but for every weapon that I took into Tower 3 and 4, and even Tower 2, even if they were considered non-usable by anybody else, it was still possible to do it. And for my style, I really don't like to use abilities while I'm doing melee, but if you're that type of person and it's for you, where you like to mix it in, like say with Ash, like with Smokescreen, I only use it when I have to as an emergency, because I like to absorb damage. But if that's something that you like to do, by all means go for it. This build is really good for not only managing your stamina when you're getting consistent kills, but also managing your energy, so that way you can go back and forth in between the two. You don't have to channel the whole time like I do. So after a lot of successful runs, I switched over to the Dragon Nikana to see how this build would do. But I wanted to take it up a notch, because I know some people would say, oh, well, you can't do this in game, that's probably just for low stuff. So I put the full ranked Life Strike on there, and I left the elemental damage. And I know some people have looked at channeling as a gimmick, maybe, or maybe as something that's underdeveloped or non-balanced. But if you look at it here, I was able to do it. All I had to do with my actual normal build for the Dragon Nikana was put in Quickening, put in Second Wind, take out Fury, maybe. Oh no, yeah, take out Fury, and put in Killing Blow. You still have your Buzzkill for your extra slash damage. You still have Life Strike. I mean, Life Strike will drain you because you're using it all the time. Well, I was, because I don't like to turn off channeling. So when I did take the damage, I got a lot back. I didn't have to worry about it. But it still worked. I was still able to complete missions. I was still able to do the runs. No problem whatsoever. So when I first started this, I wanted to do this whole Stamina 2.0 campaign, because I was like, oh, everybody who talked about this is probably right. Stamina really sucks. Everybody has 100 points, and it doesn't differ. People should have different, however you want to go about it. But it came down to just the simple fact that maybe it wasn't the fact that it's unbalanced, or it's missing components. Maybe we just didn't look at the right mods. Maybe people didn't find Second Wind, or maybe they didn't know about it, or Quickening. When I saw Quickening, I didn't know about it until I saw it in the top left of the screen during the loading screen. And I was like, oh, Excalibur looks awesome like that. I want to make my Excalibur look like that. And I was like, I have to have that mod. I didn't even see what it did. I just saw the picture. And then I decided to just collect all those mods, and seeing what they all did, I really fell in love with them. And that's how I figured out how channeling can be made better. It doesn't really take that much. I mean, yeah, you're probably sacrificing your damage fall off, but I didn't see any damage fall off, and I ran a whole bunch of different survivals, T3, T4, T3 defense, T4 defense, and I was still able to kill enemies. I just had to be a little bit more craftier about it. But you have to use the combo fully and not just try to kill everything so quick. But I had more fun playing like this than I have in a very long time. And I've been trying to accomplish this for quite some time now. The only thing I say that's the problem, and I'm not saying, you know, we need more energy drops or something, because, you know, energy is pretty balanced as it is right now, at least that's the way I feel. You know, when you're solo, it's hard to build up the energy. You know, you start off with a low amount. Enemies don't really drop a lot of orbs. You know, unless you stand there and take the damage, which is really risky. You know, with a rage loadout, then you're not really going to build it up fast enough. You know, I used Ash because he has no armor whatsoever, pretty much. You know, but he has a lot of health. So the more damage he takes, the more health he's getting back, and faster. Like, that bar fills up pretty quick if I just stand there and absorb the hits. Or if I'm just charging at a bunch of enemies that are shooting at me, you know, it's gonna fill up very quickly, which is something that you don't have to worry about. Yes, it's risky, but that's just, like I said, that's my style of play, and that's just for me. But, you know, you can take it and use it however you want it. But overall, doing this, you know, it really opened my eyes to some things. You know, maybe we don't need certain changes in certain areas. Maybe it's just the way we're looking at the mods. You know, a lot of us use the same mods over and over and over and over. But very few of us I see explore with them and, you know, try to find new stuff. You know, I've looked up every channeling video on YouTube possible, and everybody said it didn't work. But they never talked about what mods they used, or, you know, what type of loadout they tried to use. It was mostly just, oh, killing blow and life strike, and it's like, after I found all these other mods, like, it's more than just killing blow and life strike. You have to have quickening, and you have to have second wind, and then you still have space for something else. I mean, you don't have to use reflex coil, because focus energy is good on its own, but, you know, I guess it's up to you. Now that you've seen this, you should try it out. You know, don't just listen to me talk about it and show you what I've done. Try it out and let me know. I want some feedback on this, and, you know, see if it works for other people and not just me. You know, try your own loadouts with your Warframes, your style, and, you know, I want to see some videos too. Show me what you can do, you know. And I think that'll wrap it up for this video. Hopefully I'll do another one soon, but I don't know. Anyway, take care and have fun.